I just kind of feel like this year is so important.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
even though, I don't know, I just feel like there's so much negativity around and I'm like way
Sure.
in there too.
Yeah. Well, you have, I mean, I feel like everybody over the course of the last 18 months has had to find a way to channel it and a way to kind of turn it into a positive. And, I think we haven't had a break. I feel like, after the 2016 election, we kind of had a little bit of a break to kind of recoup and be like, okay, how are we going to organize? But with COVID, we haven't had any break from any crises. Like, we had the election, then you had the insurrection, and you still have COVID, like, or still, so there's no, and then we have midterms coming up. So, there's no rest for the wicked.
No, and wicked we are. So
Oh,
so the
yeah,
goal is to
right.
take the people I admire that I've been following from the
Oh, that's
beginning
awesome. Yeah,
and to make us into this cohesive, it's kind of like we don't know each other, but I feel like we really know each other.
absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
such a,
Well, and I never really put a lot of weight into um online relationships, because you remember back like in the late 90s, early 2000s, there was like Yahoo chat rooms, and everybody thought that was just so you felt connected to people and you would make friends with people that you didn't even know. And but I think that it's just heightened now, and I think that we're brought together by this, you know these common issues that we can all agree on, that we can kind of, I mean, everything that has been accomplished over the last 8 years politically, I feel has been because of organizing people.
yeah.
And, it's, just because we're not in the same city does not mean we can come together and, make things happen. So,
No, but yeah, 100%. The thing about when the internet was more in its infancy stage of which you speak, that's
yeah,
when we understood that the internet could be this opportunity of like minds creating community. And I think
right.
that started, but I'm a firm believer, and I say it all the time, ad agencies destroyed the internet because they saw
Yeah.
that magazines weren't selling. This was it. Let's sell, sell, sell.
Yeah. It's
which is
all, it
kind of
all comes
starting,
down to the money.
which is starting to happen in TikTok now, where the celebrities are crawling in and sniffing up our
Yeah.
products, and.
Right. Well, and every once in a while I'll have certain accounts crawl into my For You page where it's these mega accounts of people who I have never heard of, probably because they're like 16 or something, which I'm not sure how TikTok is curating those accounts for me, but they will be doing nothing and saying nothing and getting millions of views. And I'm just like,
I know,
kind of
but
disheartening. I don't begrudge anybody making money and having an account, but it's just I don't know. It's a
I,
little discouraging sometimes.
I've made a decision not to look at TikTok as a source of revenue. Like, I'm not in the
Oh yeah.
creative fund,
Oh
and
yeah.
I don't want to get into the creator fund. I want to be able to think that potentially just me doing what I'm doing might lead to
Absolutely.
something else. And this is
Absolutely.
springboard.
Yeah.
But then that makes me look at every conversation as like, it's why
Sure.
I'm never going to be a politician, because
Right.
every
Right.
conversation would end with, this has been really great. Can you give me money? You know what I
Well, and even people, even larger accounts who are in the creator fund, unless you have 500,000, followers or more, and your videos are getting millions and millions of views. I mean, nobody's really making anything off of TikTok. I think that the creator fund incentivizes people to be putting out stuff out there that maybe isn't even that great a quality, but they're like, ooh, the money. But it's like, I couldn't quit my job tomorrow and like live on the creator fund. Like, I mean, it's peanuts. It's absolutely peanuts, but it's
But
not much.
I'm hoping, so the thing is, so the bigger plan is, it's about making sure that we keep the country blue. and
Absolutely.
weeding out even the libs that are on my For You page, or even people I'm following, get rid of the ones that are already naysaying that we're going to lose the, I don't care what's happened historically.
Yeah.
Historically, Georgia was never blue. So everyone needs to shut up. You know what I
Right.
mean? Hillary
Right.
Clinton was going to be president. Shut up. I can't, I did a very angry post today to start my day because I woke up in like a rage. Like
Yeah.
so many people saying, and the media too, oh, we're going to lose the House, we're going to lose the Senate. Like, you know what?
I have it feels to me like people get in that rut of negativity to the point where they're just exhausted and they don't want to try. And it's like, we can't stop. This cannot be like, oh, we won the House and the Senate. Oh, we're good. It doesn't work that way. It is a constant fight. And I don't think people realize how small the margins really are and how easily we could go back to something like into the Trump administration. Like, look at all of these people who are just waiting to step into his shoes, and we can't let that happen.
No. So that's why so my goal is everyone, the TikTokers that are part of this are going to be part of a cohesive-ish plan. Because here's the thing, if we look at backwards, we found our way here, the election was coming, we went from dancing to in 2 minutes to like, oh my God, he's insane, we have to get, so it was like a bunch of people, and then we were like, that same thing about when you had Yahoo chat rooms. We found each other, and it was this safe place, and it was everything that sounds very West Coast. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's funny because when people are like, oh, liberals in their safe space, it's like, yeah, I need my safe space.
Yeah. No, I
want to be bubble around me.
No, I want to be carrying a flag and breaking into the Capitol.
Right.
That's fun. That's my safe space.
I'll pass.
Part of what happened is I think we were impactful on the 2020 election because we were also flipped out, and then the young people did that thing with the Trump rally, and he handed up to an empty crowd, which I crown as our moment of like, the day he realized he was losing.
Absolutely.
So this is like, and then we all really got serious about Georgia. And now I really feel like if we put together a bit of a plan, which is simple, it's being who we are to our constituents.
Right. Agreed.
And so I'm talking to the DNC because they don't know how to message their way out of a paper bag. I said, so why don't we just do, like, each week we'll take 1 or 2 points, distribute it to the 40, 50 of us, and just make that point and drive it home. And that's what we're doing.
Absolutely. And I think that it's a responsibility of people who do have a bigger voice to really sort of put out the message, because if people aren't hearing it from people that they like or that they follow, they're going to hear it from people that are not putting forth the same message. So I think it's an obligation.
Yeah, no. So that's, you're whooped into this thing, and I just want to be part of solution. And I just wanted to say, cut to, you're so hilarious, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
It's like, you're just like, see, I rarely respond to people's comments, like, and I tend to delete and block those people because I just want my following to be much more about what I'm trying to do here.
Absolutely.
And,
absolutely. Yeah.
But you really get some doozies.
I do. And, for the most part, I do end up blocking a lot of people, and I sort of look at comments and then I look at their profile and see, okay, what kind of meat can I get from this? Some people are not worth responding to, but some people I just kind of gauge it as to like, oh, I need to do this one. And frankly, I have gotten comments that I responded to from people, Trump supporters. I've kind of stopped doing it just because people's grammar is bad, because all of their grammar is bad. But I have been late to appointments. I've ended up being like pulled over into parking lots because I was at Target and somebody commented. I'm like, oh, I've got to respond to them right now. It's just urgent. And you can't explain to people who are not on TikTok why you're late to meet them for dinner because you had to make a TikTok. They just don't understand. And, you know, my friends are just like, oh, fucking TikTok again, you know, but it's,
you don't like it.
whatever. It's fine. It's, you know, for now it's bringing me joy. And in these last year and a half, you need to find joy where you can find it.
Total joystick. You
Yeah,
kidding?
oh my gosh. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
I do too.
So you're in Washington, is it?
I'm in Seattle. Yeah.
So when all that was going on, how far were you from? Wasn't there like?
So you mean like when the kind of rioting was going on? So that was taking place in the Capitol Hill neighborhood of Seattle. And it's so funny because I posted a TikTok the other day, well, actually probably more so, about the gentleman that was sentenced to 5 years for assaulting one of the police officers. And a lot of the comments I got were like, well, what about them burning down Seattle? I'm like, it was a block. And unless you lived on that block, you know, you really weren't affected. And I feel terrible for the businesses that were affected. And I think a lot of it was just a bad criminal element that had come in. Up until a certain point, it was very peaceful. So I do not live in that neighborhood. I live a little bit on the north side of Seattle, kind of not suburbia, but kind of a little bit more of a residential area.
Right.
But I wasn't really affected by it.
Everything's just so ratcheted up for me, and
Right.
politics. And I am so distrustful of all of our politicians, not just the Republicans.
Right. Right. Well, you know, we look at the cinema and Joe Manchin, and it's just like, it's just so
But like, I'm sick of like Nadler, and I'm sick of like Schumer, and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We need
some fresh blood.
Oh, we made Georgia blue in the Senate. I mean, we can do it again. We can do it. We can do it for this person in the first district. We could do it for Marcus. I also want to adopt the district that Kevin McCarthy is in.
Oh, yes.
So those are the two things that I'm at least harping on.
Yeah.
Personally, whatever. Right. But yeah, so like, you know, I'll be sending the information. You know, you pick a state, whatever, and just and then the DNC is going to give us talking points, and then we'll just say, all right, if this is the thing we want to hawk this week, let's just talk about it.
Right. You know? Yeah. Wonderful. That's awesome. Yeah. I just, you know, we just need to be organized. I mean, think about how organized people were when Hillary was running and how organized we were after Trump won. It's like, we need to get that same, you know, organization.
Well, that's why I have confidence that we can do it, because when you see the number of people that showed up when Trump lost in the street.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. And as unfortunate as the insurrection happened, and as unfortunate as, you know, COVID, I think that it's really brought out all that really poor behavior on the part of Republicans, where I think that it's maybe even more inspirational to people that, you know, shit's getting real. And
I think that's the takeaway. That's the, you know, everything is a teaching moment, and this is our teaching moment.
Absolutely.
But I tell you, because my mom survived Dachau, I am not going to live in a fascist country.
No. Well, and all of the, you know, the biggest, and I'm sure that you've done TikToks about this, and I've seen other people do TikToks about it, is, you know, vaccine mandates and COVID, comparing it to the Holocaust. It just sends me. And I'm just like, you know, people have no idea. Spoiled Americans who have lived in America all their life, who have never had any relatives, who, you know, obviously have no Jewish friends, who have had no relatives who have gone through something as horrific as the Holocaust, to even utter those words is
those people, and I've done a few of those. It's like, I wish you would have that experience. I would love for you to be thrown into an oven and buy, you know?
Right.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that's as
Yeah.
simple as that. I mean,
Right.
my mom, you know, like there's the two schools. They're the ones that people that never talk about it to their children. And then we have my mother, you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
who was like, you know, ooh, an
Right.
audience, you know what I mean? It was
Right. Right.
so
Right.
it was like a lot to grow up listening to horror stories and
Sure.
envisioning it and dreaming about, you know. So
Yeah.
just the fact that I hear these people say things as like,
And it's just like, it's so
disrespectful.
casual. It's so casual the way they say that. And it's like, and these women with the yellow, you know, that teacher with the yellow star from California, and just so proud of themselves.
Did you see the woman who shaved her head or was wearing the shaved head?
I saw that video briefly, and I don't think I kind of understood. I think I flipped past it and didn't understand what was happening.
Yeah, well, she was like, well,
Did
this
you
is
do a TikTok about that?
I didn't, because I would have said something that would have just been taken down, you know?
Yeah,
So
right.
now, having as you know, when they throw you off the app, you feel like, ah, you know.
Oh yeah, panic. I
Panic.
have to say, I'm a little bit embarrassed at how panicked I became when I was banned the first time,
No,
because
it's panic inducing.
oh my gosh, because you think about like,
out. I was off for 2 weeks.
all right, have a great weekend, Abe. Bye.